Democratic governors, this is how it's done. Fresh off the Supreme Court loss, JB Pritzker sent a letter directly to Trump demanding the return of over $8 billion. Pay up. Come on, pay up. I got a lot of espresso teenies to drink this weekend. Pay up. Pay up.
Donald Trump just lost bigly in the Supreme Court as the justices found his illegal tariffs to be illegal. Supremely illegal, and to add insult to injury, to rub salt into his big old hams in a move that is sure to enrage Trump, Illinois Governor JB Pritzker has sent Trump a brutal letter demanding financial reparation for every single family in Illinois. And, meeting Trump at his level, he also included an invoice in a hilarious move that is guaranteed to have our dapper diaper-in-chief absolutely fuming. Stick around because the letter and the invoice are gold. And he also released videos on social media taunting Trump as well. Trump has turned our country into a sitcom and we're here to break it down for you. So make sure you subscribe to Raw America so you never miss an episode of a sitcom I'm calling WTF America, which is premiering every single day.
The Supreme Court just confirmed what we already knew. Trump's tariffs are illegal. He did it without the support of Congress or the voters, and you paid the price. He illegally took $1,700 from every American family. That's a tax on working people. Donald Trump now owes you a refund for every dollar of it. America's working families deserve a refund. Cut the check, Donald.
Oh, simple and to the point. I like that he says, $1,700 per family, a tax on every working family. Not all families work in America, let's be honest. I mean, the Trumps exist, for example. But he didn't stop there. Pritzker also doubled down on his message, saying this in a press conference he was giving about schools. It's a great clip. Check it out.
Yeah, well, Donald Trump owes the families of the United States and the families of the state of Illinois what seems to be about $2,000 per household.
It's going up.
For the illegal tariffs that he put on them. And so I want to know how he's going to, provide that money for the taxpayers, for the people of all of our states, but in particular for the state of Illinois.
This is brutal messaging, a midterm year, this is the biggest, fattest L Trump could possibly have had. Slap him in the face. The funny thing about this is you just know Trump has seen these clips and he's just there screwing up his Big Mac wrapper with his tiny little baby hands. Butler, screw up my Big Mac wrapper for me. My hands are too small. All right, and now let's look at the actual letter. It's good. If Trump could read, he'd be furious. This is just great. President Donald J. Trump, the monkey house, blah, blah, blah. President Trump, your tariff taxes wreaked havoc on farmers, enraged our allies, and sent grocery prices through the roof. This morning, your hand-picked Supreme Court justices, it's just rubbing it in. Even the people you pick hate you. Even they think you're an idiot who is breaking the law. This morning, your hand-picked Supreme Court justices notified you that they are also unconstitutional. On behalf of the people of Illinois, I demand a refund of $1,700 for every family in Illinois. There are 5,105,448 households in my state, bringing the total damages you owe to $8.67 billion. The Supreme Court has ruled that this is yet one more unconstitutional act by you and your administration. This letter and the attached invoice, yes, that's real, stand as an official notice that compensation is owed to the people of Illinois, and if you do not comply, we will pursue further action. Sincerely, And the best thing about this is even though it does beautifully meet Trump at his level, it's a little bit childish, but in a way that's actually sort of clever. Trump nails the childish bit. The clever bit, he's still working on. He's only been doing it for 79 years. Give him some time. But it does meet him at his level, but it also is, very, very clear. It's a great letter. I mean, it makes fun of him beautifully, but it's also very, very clear. It isn't just like an empty political posturing. He's saying, you will be paying this money or we will be seeing you in courts. This is the sort of thing that can keep a man up late at night, just gripping his Big Mac wrappers and just crunching them up and stressing out. I don't know why. When I looked for this earlier, I couldn't see it on his social media for some reason. Maybe I was looking at, these people often have many accounts. But here it is, under the headline, cut the check. Trump loves being told what to do. He loves these orders. And then the sass, see attached, the fact that he treated it like an email chain, it just Gavin Newsom, or more importantly, Gavin Newsom's underpaid, social media interns kind of set the path here. But JB Pritzker is going down this role of going down this road of meeting Trump at his deranged level, but in a way that actually surpasses it beautifully. Look at the see attached invoice from the people of the great state of Illinois to the White House. Invoice, Illinois Tariff 2026. Invoice date, terms, past due, delinquent. For those who don't know, delinquent can mean late, but it also, and this is not a coincidence, in case you're wondering, it can also mean showing or characterized by a tendency to commit crime, particularly minor crime. That's the only bit of that word that doesn't really work there. If it was major crime, I'd be like, that's perfect. But that's genius social media crap, genius wordplay, past due, delinquent, probably gone straight over Trump's head, but I love it anyway. And again, it reinstates that they want $1,700 per household, 5 million households. That's a big chunk of change. But as you guys all know, we've all been paying this, like the tariffs. I know a lot of MAGA weren't clever enough to understand this, but we always were paying the tariffs. We've just been paying them. And now that they've gone away, do I think the corporations will be giving us a refund? Or do I think they'll be lowering the prices? Do I fuck? I won't go too much into this because, there's plenty of it online, but there are, Brian Krasenstein posted this, and, right underneath it, there's the funniest, MAGA cope happening. Look at this shit. This guy called Robert Hirschberger says, "Have you tried crying about it, Brianna? Might help. Also, show me which countries are tariffed and will no longer be tariffed. Thanks." It's dude, it's not your teacher. It's not going to do your homework for you. This is MAGA in a nutshell. Then he replied, "Did you watch Trump's press conference this afternoon? Talk about crying, lol." And he comes back with, "Nice deflection." If these people had brains, they'd be dangerous. I mean, what is this comment other than deflection? Say, you cry about it, which countries are tariffing? Oh. Of course, all this backlash has been a long time coming. Critics were very quick to point out that these tariffs seem to be bigly illegal the second Trump farted them into existence. I reckon there's some debate to be had about whether this ruling is proof that the system of checks and balances are still sort of just about holding up, or maybe perhaps proof that the Trump movement is in freefall and lines are being drawn as the eponymous Trump Tower still falls. Either way, Donald Jizzcock Trump was furious about the ruling, of course, and he had a very sane and normal response to it, as you might expect.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. I'd like to thank and
the courage to do what's right for the country is letting him break the law. Just let this man break the law so he can turn this country into more of a clown show. God, come on.
Congratulate Justices Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh. Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy.
See, I'm actually inclined to believe Trump on that one, because if anyone would be an expert on ripping people off, it would be this fucking shyster, this idiot from The Apprentice. Jesus Christ.
And they're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long, that I can assure you. To the contrary, the Supreme Court did not overrule tariffs. They merely overruled a particular use of IEEPA tariffs. And essentially, it's used to get a fee.
IEEPA is the word Barron used to make. It was his first word. The nursemaid came in and said, "Look, baby Barron is speaking," and he said, "IEEPA, get the fuck me out of here." Oh. Yeah, I like how he's saying the Supreme Court didn't make a ruling about tariffs. They just made a ruling about this. Yeah, they made a ruling saying that you were illegally doing them and to stop doing that and to undo them right away. That's quite a big... He's trying to downplay it like, they didn't tell me to stop doing tariffs in general. No, they told you to stop breaking the law. But, that's never meant anything to him, obviously.
I can do anything I want with IEEPA. Anything. I just can't charge anybody for it. Therefore, effective immediately, all national security tariffs under Section 232 and existing Section 301 tariffs, they're existing, they're there, remain in place, fully in place, and in full force and effect. Today, I will sign an order to impose a 10% global tariff under Section 122 over and above our normal tariffs already being charged. It's a little more complicated. The process takes a little more time, but the end result is going to get us more money, and I think it's going to be great.
Well, don't know what he's talking about at the end there, presumably the process of putting on his new nappy. So, yeah.
Here in the White House briefing room, where just a few minutes ago, President Trump wrapped up a lengthy press conference in which he made clear that he's extremely disappointed in the decision.
I have the right to do tariffs, and I've always had the right to do tariffs.
I have the right to do
Angry at the
tariffs.
Supreme Court
I have the right to do
justices
big
who
poopy in my
supported
nappy.
it, dismissing the conservative ones as embarrassments to their families. But he's not backing down at all. Instead, he's promising to push forward, signing an executive order to impose a 10% global tariff, with previously imposed tariffs remaining in full force. There's still questions to be asked about his plans to implement this, although we do know he dismissed any suggestion that he needs to seek congressional approval. He says this is his decision and his
Congressional approval for these matters? What's that?
power. But even though the president's still striking a defiant tone, the decision's clearly something that bothers him. He often jokes during White House events here that tariffs are his favorite word. It's something he uses as an economic and foreign policy tool, and this decision
One of the only
still
words he
marks
understands, and even then I'm
agenda.
not sure he does. Narcissist is always so transparent. It was cute how in that, that clip we saw, he was basically trying to pretend that he's unbothered that he didn't lose. It's like, no, you took an L so fucking big. It's your outfit now. You're now wearing an L-shaped suit, and you sit on an L-shaped couch. And of course, Trump's guff about finding other ways to enact tariffs is just nappy speak. For now, he's put a 10% blanket tariff, but the flimsy route he's taken to do so only allows him to do so for up to 150 days, and it does not allow him to play corruption roulette, his favorite game, as he cannot pick and choose which countries are targeted. It's all or nothing, meaning Trump loses his favorite toy, getting to blackmail world leaders into licking his hairy feet, like the demented, foul narcissist that he is. Speaking of feet, professional big toe Stephen Chung had this to say on Twitter. Dark MAGA. President Trump will not be stopped. See, according to one article I read, they said that they were talking about the lighting, because the lighting was sort of moody, very imperial. Dun, 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 dun. Dark MAGA obviously being a reference to dark woke, dark brown and whatever it is. But it's like, dark MAGA, what? So has this been light MAGA up until now? What's Trump going to do next? Shoot a baby on the podium? Or maybe, Stephen Chung, you reprehensible salad potato, this is the death rattle of a dying movement, specifically the rattle Trump threw out of his stroller when he got bitch slapped by the law today. Who knows? But subscribe, because we'll be here to cover wherever this frightful mess is headed. Dear God. I'm British Chris, and this is Raw America.